Hi, today I'm going to talk to you about the two specific words in the English language that somehow are related. The words are sport and hobby. All right? Then you say, Jerry, but how are they related? It's because they involve our body. So for some people, something can be considered a sport and only a sport, at least for some time. And then, on the other hand, we may have people that are going to consider the same activity as a hobby, at least for some time. So get ready, get your material, because you're going to start. So you see there that we have the two words, sports and hobbies. I prepared something here to show you, so take a look at this. The first thing I want you to understand is that we have the word sport as a singular word. And it's related to the physical, right? Our physical condition. And it's usually related to a competition. So there are rules, okay? You need to get some physical effort in order to perform it. On the other hand, we have the hobby. Hobby, remember that it's here a singular form and it's more related to our mental power. It does not mean that you're not going to use physical, right? They involve both things, even if you are practicing sports or if you just do something as a hobby. But although the sport is more related to competition, the hobby is more related to having fun. So that's something really important. Another thing that is important and is related to grammar, is related to the organization of our language, in this case is the English language, is the word now as plural form. So you say sports. So you see that I highlighted the letter S because letter S indicates the general rule in English. So you just add S to most words. On the other hand, we have the word hobby that ends in Y preceded by the consonant B, double B in this case. So then as you have the rule, so you change Y into I and then you just add ES. This is grammar. And remember what I say sometimes. You need to respect, you need to follow grammar. This is a language that was created long before our very existence. The other thing that I prepared here are some examples that I think are important ones for you to realize. Most sports and also hobbies, right? When you consider sports and hobbies, and one can be one and the other. So we get the word football. Football is probably the most practiced sport or hobby in the world, okay? But remember that the word football comes from the British version of the English language. In American English and in some other countries, we say soccer. In Brazil, we kind of use the word football or football, so it's not usual to say soccer here. But anyway, so football or soccer can be a sport if you are a professional athlete. If you are a professional one, it means that you get paid. You need to do that regularly. And then you participate in competitions. You want to win. That's the main reason why you're practicing football or soccer. On the other hand, we have those guys who are not professional ones. They are amateurs or they are just guys that like to practice that on the weekend or some other special days, morning, afternoon, or night. So they do that for fun. So in this case, either you are a male or a female, a boy or a girl, a grown-up person, a man or a woman, that is a hobby. You do that for fun, not for money. The other one that I chose was the word photography, because for most people it's a hobby. You do that for fun. So you take pictures of birds, of animals in general, of babies, of some scenario, some horizon maybe. But for some other people, it is a profession. They do that for a living. They do it because they need to survive. They are professionals. They are photographers. So in situations like this, what is a hobby for one person is not exactly a hobby for another one. But photography is not exactly a sport. I just want you to understand that what is a hobby and what is a sport is not exactly a hobby or a sport, depending on each person. Okay? The other word that is also related to ball is the word basketball, because it's another very, let's say, a practice sport or hobby around the world. So basketball, if you remember the NBA players, so you know that the guys are professionals and great players, great professionals for sure. On the other hand, we have ordinary people, just like you and I believe, who sometimes practice basketball only to have fun, only to be with our friends, just to really do something out of the ordinary on the weekend. You don't want to be playing football all the time. So then you say, hey guys, let's play volleyball or let's play basketball today. Although it may be considered a competition, it's not that serious. It's just really to have some extra fun. But anyways, this case, or in this case, this is only a hobby. Okay? So as you can see, when it comes to knowing the difference between sport and hobby, it depends on the circumstance, it depends on the person. But when you say that, remember that we talk about ball, so that's why we are going to see now, and you can see it, that if I use the word there, if I type sport or sports on Google Images, you are going to have ball here all the time. See, you have ball here, ball here, ball here. We have the girls, okay? We have the girls here, okay? We have the guys here with American football, okay? What else? We have cycling. We have other sports, right? Not only ball-related sports, tennis, but most of them are related to balls for some reason, okay? Well, so that's it. Okay, let me show you some more. So see here the word sports. Okay, as I said, normally we think about football, soccer, but anyways, you can mention some other ones. Okay, we had the word here, radical sports. Also, it's another thing you can use. I'm gonna type here. Yes, I guess I'll do that now. Let's take a look at these. I like these visual words. Let's explore it. Yeah, take a look at what's gonna happen here. Man, it's so cool when it happens. Let me just put it down. I'm gonna type here the word hobby now because I used sport previously. Let's put plural as I put there sports. Let's use here hobbies. We are going to have this kind of web here and then see what happens when we place the word hobbies. Yeah, they are not found. God, that's terrible. So let's see hobby then. I guess hobby we have. Maybe it's because it's plural. See, living and learning. So let me just put it down. So then you see here we have the word hobby. Here, as I said, amateur. Amateur is someone who pursues a study or sport as a pastime. What else we have? Pastime, interest, pursuit. What else? Avocational. Avocational is a very nice word. Of or involved in an avocation. We don't have the word avocation, but it's related to the same idea as hobby. Let's see if we have here. Avocation is like an auxiliary activity. It's a kind of a synonym for hobby, pastime. So people don't use it very often, but we have the word avocation. So like devotion, right? You are devoted to a hobby or to a sport. It's another nice word. Playing thing or toy, in case you're having fun, right? So it's mostly related to hobby. Okay, here preoccupation. Well, especially if you want to win, right? If you are in a competition, of course, you want to do it. So then you preoccupy a little bit more. So then you have the word hobby here. Just for the sake of curiosity, let's check sport. Yeah, we have some words there, right? Sport, game, yes, man, of course. Sport is related to the word game. I didn't mention before, but there you have. Sports, like sport car, sport kite. Stunt is another one. Sportsman, sportswoman. Okay, we sometimes use it. Let's see what it says. Someone who engages in sports is a sportsman, a sportswoman, and it goes on. Okay, so it's interesting if you try to write down the site, because then you can use it sometimes. Visualwords.com. So that's my suggestion for a site today. Well, now let's use our Longman, because then we are going to get more information about the words. So let's get the word sport first of all. See there that the word sport in this word family, we have it as a noun, as an adjective, and as a verb. And sometimes you just know the word as a noun. Try to get to the other ones. So then you have here related to sport, you have the word sport itself and the word outdoor. Because you can practice outdoor sports and you can practice indoor sports. Okay, you are kind of protected in a stadium, so this is called like indoor. And then we have the outdoor, that you go to the outside and then you are like on the streets. So the first one is related to the game, so it's accountable. So according to this definition, sport is a physical activity in which people compete against each other. This is very important. We compete, all right? Even playing cards you can compete. But what is the other thing that is important? It's a physical activity. Playing cards is not exactly physical in the sense of competition and stuff. It's more mental, because you need to think, etc. Okay, you need to move your body, but you do not move your body as you're playing football, as you're playing basketball, you're playing volleyball, by the way. Well, another one, we have the same word, but as uncountable, especially in British English, so sports in general. So let's see what else I can use. Like number 2, we have for hunting. 3, it's a helpful person. So you are a good sport if you are a helpful person. Okay, it's old-fashioned, but anyways, people use it. Let's see some collocation. To play sport or to play a sport, to take part in a sport or sport, you don't need to do it. Compete in a sport, and it goes on. Let's see what else we can have here. Let me see, common errors. Here, this is something interesting. Don't say make a sport. We usually say that you do a sport or you play a sport. This is something that is very useful, because if you are a non-native speaker of the English language, sometimes you do not use the correct word. They may understand, but it sounds a little bit weird as we do that. Okay. Well, we have related words. Okay. Yes, like the thesaurus. It brings information in words like field, pitch, stadium, the ground, the ballpark or just the park, the court, the diamond, the track, the gym, the pool or the swimming pool, sports center. Remember British English like this, G-R-E at the end, and the American English, the G-E-R at the very end. So this one then is related to the word sport. Remember that we can also say sports, okay? Sports car, for example. Now let's get the word hobby, okay? Because then hobby, we have another one. Hobby then, see, we have the singular way, and then you have the plural. When it's like this, the dictionary, even the bilingual dictionaries, usually bring the two forms. It's countable, that's why it's possible to be future, to be plural, come on. So then you have that hobby then is an activity that you enjoy. This is very important. You enjoy doing that. Perhaps you're practicing sports, you're doing sports, but you're doing that because that's your obligation. You get paid to do that. It's because of a school thing, so you have to. Here, not exactly. It's because you want to, because you enjoy doing this. On the other hand, it's because you do it at your free time. Okay? If you, let's see the register. In everyday English, people often talk about what they do in their free time rather than they use the word hobby. But anyways, we have the word hobby, that is a general word. So the thesaurus says that hobby is an activity that you enjoy and that you like to spend time doing when you are not working, when you are not studying. So you have your free time, so you go and then you perform your hobby. Related words are interest, pastime, passion, pursuit, okay, avocation, as we saw before. Let's see what else. Okay, they have here like stamp collecting is a kind of hobby. What else we have here that we can mention? Windsurfing is another one. When you repair or repairing antiques is another one. As I said, they use more your mental power than your physical power. So then hobby, we have this kind of difference in use. Okay. But just to simplify, remember then that we have the two words, sport and hobby. You can have both, you can consider both in your life. Because sometimes, remember that sport can be a profession and a hobby can also become a profession. So we cannot say, hey, this is a hobby and this is a sport. It depends on the phases of your life, depends on the priorities you have in life, and it goes on and on. So this is for today. I hope you guys liked what I shared with you, and then I hope you go there, you leave your like, leave your comment. Remember that you can share this video. You can, of course, watch it over and over again as long as you want to. So thanks for watching and see you next time.